For decades, Iceland has been known for bargain food on the high street.
It's just if you're looking to save a bit of money, isn't it, I suppose?
The quality of a product is really important, and that is normally reflected in the price.
Being cheaper, they might not have got it from the best source.
Very well priced, yeah. Along the lines of Aldi and Lidl's as well.
Lidl and Aldi are shaking up the marketplace, but after 50 years of flogging cheap food, the British company is not taking it lying down.
UK food retail is probably the most competitive marketplace in the world. Customers are shopping around more, so there's less brand loyalty than there used to be, and therefore price is absolutely essential.
For bosses, this means producing their food as cheaply as they can and finding ways to flog it as cheaply as they can. It's the old favourites that keep the tills ringing.
The chicken wings, the meats.
The curries and the Chinese food.
Ice lollies for the kids.
I like faggots.
And what famously goes well with a faggot? Chips, of course.
How's sales been this week?
Yeah, pretty good.
What about the French fries?
Frozen chips are big business for UK supermarkets, with us Brits buying an average of around 900,000 bags every day. Senior buyer Kate Joyce is the company's very own potato head.
We give a lot of focus on potato products. Every category is important, but mine is very important, obviously.
As well as choosing what spuds end up on our dinner plates, she's also responsible for all vegetables and vegan ranges for the chain. The supermarket already manages to flog over 30 different types of chips.
So we have a £1 range, which is our value offering. This is one of our biggest cabinets. This cabinet here probably does about £300,000 a week. And then we also have some more own label in more speciality chip products.
Even with such high volume sales, Kate has ambitions to go posh and exploit a gap in the market.
If you want something extra nice for tonight, for example, with a flavouring or with beef dripping, we don't have anything in own label. So McCain are obviously the brand leaders, so we're asking our customers that would spend £1 to jump up to £2.50 and buy McCain products, and they probably wouldn't do that because the price gap's too much. When we've been doing our research, we found that we were missing that crispy chip as like a restaurant quality.
A posher chip for less money sounds like a mash made in heaven. But can it be done? The oven chip first hit UK supermarkets over 40 years ago. And in that time, Brits' chip consumption has tripled. Yum.
I like thicker chips. I don't like the thin ones. There's not enough potato in them.
Yeah, same chip. Always the same one.
Chips and chip, isn't it? A bit of tater.
Not to everybody. Potato buyer Kate Joyce reckons there's room for even more and has spotted a gap in the market for a posher own brand chip. She's visiting the suppliers to find out how they pimp up her chips on the cheap.
It's important to have a strong collaborative relationship with your suppliers. In order to see costings, it's good to see the actual factory and the running and the speed.
So she's come to the land that lays claim to have invented the French fry. Belgium. Just don't tell the French. Belgium's soil and climate make it ideal for bumper potato crops.
Hi, Kate.
How are you? You OK?
Yeah, we've got a lot to show you.
Excited.
Come and have a look.
Potato processors Agristo make 1 in 5 chips scoffed in the UK. And to meet that demand, their main plant in West Belgium chops up 240 tonnes of potatoes every hour, 24/7. Katie is meeting boss Richard to find out just what an extra 50p per bag can get you. And for him, it's all about size.
What we've done is we've graded the product based on the specs that we're running today. So these here are for your premium chip, which we're running this afternoon.
Yeah.
So you can see we've graded out the larger of the potatoes.
Get a longer chip.
With supermarket margins so tight, nothing can be wasted.
This here would be for a value chip. So it's the same potato, but just a much smaller length.
Same quality, just a different
Same quality, just a different length. And these here, the very small size, they'll go in for mash, hash browns.
And then that means you use the entire farmer's crop. Yes. You're not just taking the big ones out.
No, the whole crop's been utilised from the trailers that came in today.
Giving the supermarket the guarantee of extra long chips has the potential to drive up the price. So this space-age potato plant is designed to make the process as efficient as possible.
Right, so this is Thomas's train set.
Hi, Thomas.
He can monitor everything that's happening in the production, and he's running the shift.
Yeah.
So there's nobody else in the factory, and Thomas can monitor it all from this point.
So from the moment it comes off the lorries, no one touches them?
No, nobody touches the product, and Thomas's role is to monitor it all the way through the factory.
This fully automated production relies on just 5 people who managed to produce 240,000 bags of chips in an 8-hour shift. Having almost no workers is a big factor in being able to keep the costs of the final product low.
Potatoes have come through, and the first thing you've got to do is peel them.
There are no blades used at the plant. Instead, a mixture of steam and high pressure is used to gently blast off the skin, leaving the shining spuds intact.
So after that point, it'll travel at 40 miles an hour through a cutter, so you can set those to the size and the cut that you want.
Like a French fry or a chunky chip.
Yes.
After cutting, the chips need checking to make sure they make Kate's grade.
So at this stage, you've got a chip. What we now need to do is grade it, check it for blemishes. Your specification's very tight of how many you want, over 50 millimetres and 70 millimetres.
To make sure we get good length.
To ensure Kate gets the fries she wants, the chips pass over a grader, with the small fry falling away. After that, each and every chip is individually scanned using a computer. Anything deemed too ugly is blown off the conveyor belt by a jet of air.
It's at that stage, it then goes on to the blanchers, the dryers.
It's amazing how few people are actually in the factory. So there's one man looking after this entire process. That helps, obviously, to keep the prices low because you're not having to pay lots of members of staff. That's just literally just the machinery that you know you're going to get the exact same output.
So far in the factory, the more you pay, the longer the chip. But Kate's research suggests shoppers will want more than that if they're going to upgrade from their usual low-cost range. So she'll need to find the secret to a restaurant-style coating. Senior buyer Kate Joyce is on a mission for a restaurant-style chip. And in a factory in Belgium, she's about to uncover the secret.
Right, Kate, so this is very important. This is where we make the difference between a standard chip in the traditional way and your new crispy. Now, unfortunately, I can't even let you in here.
So I'm not even allowed to go in it?
Even you, Kate, I'm afraid, no.
Because that's what the sign means.
They're all forbidden. So now, if you compare an oven chip with a fry chip, we've closed that gap, and it's very, very close. But it's all going on in here. It's a bit of a magic box.
It's a massive piece of machinery.
There's a lot of pipe work.
A lot of pipe work.
Oh, Richard, you tease. He will tell us that a mixture of seasoning, oil and starches is coated onto the chips using a gizmo that would probably blow our minds if we were to see it.
How many bags of chips will you pack in an hour?
In an hour, we'll be doing 30,000 packs. You can see there's 16 packing lines, and these run 24/7.
The weight of every bag is checked to minimise waste, and the cost saving doesn't end there.
Here we're taking the air out of the pack, so that you can get optimum pallet fill.
That's a way of cost saving for us, isn't it? So you can get more in a pack.
Huge cost saving. If you didn't take that air out, your transport cost would be about 20% higher. So it's very significant. And then it goes through to the automated palletizer. The automation over the past few years has been absolutely critical. So the product isn't touched from field all the way through, and it automatically feeds onto the trucks without anybody handling it.
So it turns out a bit more money can get you a longer restaurant-style chip that has never been sullied by the hands of mere mortals.
Good length, and you've got a good texture inside on the chip.
Should we see some ketchup?
Just need some ketchup, yeah.